Hi guys. So I have not made any videos in a long time. I'm kind of retired from these things nowadays, but 2022 has been a really busy and complicated year. Pandemic ending. It's the virus is still out there, but we're kind of just in a excuse me, in a different world than we were a few years ago. So it's like there's a lot of water under the bridge. But anyway, this video is actually a video that I have been intending to make for a long time, like many years, and I just never got around to it. And the reason is because I couldn't find this. And what is this? This is an old-fashioned ankle brace, and I don't believe they sell these anymore. I think they stopped making them like maybe 10 or 12 years ago or whatever, and I got this at that time. But somebody actually made the suggestion to me quite a while ago. They asked me, do you have one of those things, like these Ace Bandage type ankle braces? And it's like, yeah, I do. It's just I don't know where it is. And they said, well, if you find it, can you like do a video about it? Like get on your crutches and put it on and do it. Well, I won't pull out the crutches for this, but I will put it on. But as you can see, I've got my ankle wrapped, and this is basically how I am a lot of the time. Not every single day, but even though I had surgery on the ankle, sometimes I do have pain. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have pain. I'm sorry, I'm stretching my arm here because I got my third booster shot yesterday. I've got a really sore arm. But some days I'll kind of have bad days. I'll wake up in the morning and my ankle will just kind of ache, and it does help if I just kind of semi-immobilize it with this really good, this is Velcro wrap that, see, basically just regular Ace wrap, but with Velcro. So this works really, really nicely for those days. And the last like 3 or 4 days, it just kind of ached, it feels fine, it just aches. But anyway, so about this. So these were really popular back in, I think, the 70s and 80s. You could buy these over the counter, as I say, and some of you may recognize these, but you just slip it on like this. And you could sometimes see people out using these things, and the thing that was good about them is that they fit well like in slides or flip-flops or something, or really any shoes. Unlike some other braces like this, which I'm going to talk about next, which were really not so good for use with shoes, or if you did try to put a shoe on over it, it just was not comfortable. So these you could get over the counter, along with the primitive version of like the lace-up football player type ankle braces. If you wanted anything more, you had to go to a doctor. Now these, this Aircast stirrup brace, these were only available through doctors. So if you had a bad sprain or something like that, you'd go to an orthopedic doctor and they would give you one of these things. In those days, there were really no boots. I think the first boots I remember came around in the early 90s, but not very many people had them, and I don't think many doctors' offices had them. A few did. I will never, as long as I live, forget going to this not sporting goods store, but REI. People know REI. REI, the famous camping / ski store, outdoor store, and the guy in the cashier, this tall guy, like athletic and muscular, he was wearing one of the really primitive versions of the boots that looked like it was really all plastic. It looked like a ski boot, really. It looked more like a ski boot than like a medical boot. So those were not really even mainstream until like maybe the late 90s or even early 2000s. But oftentimes if you had a sprain, you go to the doctor and they would give you one of these things, and you could not buy them over the counter. So I got this last year after getting out of everything else. I had 2 casts, and then I was in a boot, and then I needed this for to wear around for a while because I definitely didn't want to roll my ankle. So these are around a lot. I remember during my college years, high school years, junior high years, a lot of kids had these. A lot of people still have these. You see somebody out on crutches or something, with one of these things. Nowadays, you don't see them anymore. You really just see people with a boot most of the time, if that's what they have. So anyway, but as I say, these were kind of popular, but I don't even think they're as good or supportive as an Ace bandage wrap. The last time other than before I had surgery, I used one of these in 2016. I remember I did have a bad sprain in early, like January, February of 2016. I remember it was like cold weather, and my toes were really cold and stuff. But I had one of these. It wasn't this particular one, but it was another one that I had, and that fell apart, and I eventually threw it away. But I wore that because really these things are good for keeping the swelling down. If you've got the wrap underneath, and then you've got the support, the lateral support on each side, that's going to prevent your ankle from rolling, and that's what you want. So in that sense, these are good. But the only problem with them is you can still move your foot up and down. So that's why some people don't like these. That's why the boots are good, because the boots completely lock your foot. And I remember even before that, in like 2011, when I posted a video about this, an old video that I dug up here recently. After that particular injury, I remember I went to this urgent care clinic. I had no insurance in those days, and I remember asking the guy, you want to put me in a boot or something? He said, no. He said, that's not good because the boot is going to lock your foot. Well, that's what's supposed to happen. That's what you're supposed to do. So you've got to go to a qualified doctor. You got to see a qualified doctor if you've got a bad sprain or something like that. But anyway, so these were common for a long time. Really, it's like a pre-boot thing. But as I say, after I was out of my 2 casts after surgery and out of that boot, then I got one of these as something that I just to prevent another ankle roll or anything like that. Because at that time my ankle really was still kind of fragile. So anyway, stroll down memory lane to the days when these were used a lot before. Now, with these, eventually they came out with a neoprene version of this. Like for a number of knee braces. The knee braces that have like the open patella thing. They came out with a neoprene version of these that was definitely better and firmer and definitely supported the ankle well. The only thing I could see this really being good for, now that I'm more educated and older and wiser, the only thing this is really probably good for is like keeping some swelling down if you've had a sprain. Like if you've got a really, swollen ankle, this will help. But, it's not even as good as this. It's not even as good as, bandage wrap. But the ankle brace that my orthopedic doctor gives to people, and I got this a while ago. Like one of the first times I went to him after I'd had a sprain, he gave me this. And so this is basically a modernized version of what was really a very old and kind of antiquated, like athletic football player style ankle brace. Now, those of you, I don't have one of those, but if some of you might remember, it kind of has this. They kind of had the same general shape, only they were kind of much more padded or something. And then you'd have to like do the laces and stuff and tie it up like a shoe. Well, with this, you don't have to do any tying of the laces. They've got, modern day engineering has it such that, the laces are here. It's still a lace-up thing, but you just pull it over like this. And you can buy these, you don't even have to go to a doctor's office. You can buy them either online or in, I think, most sporting goods stores. So you've got the laces still, and the laces are good because it really does, pull it tight. But the modern version of this is that they have lateral support strapping. So you've got this that goes down over and then comes up. You pull it up one side, and then you do the same going down the other direction. And so, lo and behold, you've got support now on both sides of your ankle. And then, there we go. And then as your final step, final strap, you've got this. So that's it. And these really work. These are not as bulky as these are, but these will definitely prevent your ankle from rolling. You're not going to roll your ankle if you're in one of these things. Okay? So, so much for our little stroll down memory lane. Oh, I've still got the other one on. Okay. So much for our little stroll down memory lane of old-fashioned ankle braces. But You know, I hadn't made a video in a while. I just wanted to make kind of a happy Thanksgiving video, and this being it, because as I say, I meant to make a video about the Ace Bandage style single layer ankle brace for many years, and as I say, they're not made anymore or anything, but I'm glad I've still got it because it's really kind of a relic. It's like an ancient relic or collector's item or heirloom. I wish I still had the original box. That might make it look more authentic or something, but anyway, I don't really have anything else to report for the time being, other than what I mentioned very briefly on my Memorial Day video that I did not too long ago. You know, as I say, this year has gone by so fast. So May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Now it's been 6 months almost. And I had an MRI of this leg, and I won't get into those details right now. I'll maybe save that for another video or something. But you know, my doctors are keeping an eye on it. Not the ankle. The ankle is good, but I've got some stuff like going on in my knee and stuff. And this stuff actually had preceded my problems with my ankle. You know, I've got some tendon issues, kind of micro tears in my, not significant tears or anything like that. Nothing with my knee ligaments, but I've got one cyst. I've got a cyst in this knee, which is not really serious, but it does cause a lot of pain. And then I've got another cyst in my calf, along with some like just kind of general tendon issues. So it's one of those things that you just kind of have to live with. But my symptoms have been, especially like I would wake up in the morning and it would be worse in the morning, and it's just like it would be really, really painful to walk. And it would, of course, always kind of flare up after I'd done a lot of exercise. So, you know, with cysts, unless they're cancerous, you usually don't remove them. You can drain them, but even if the doctor drains the cyst, it's usually going to fill up again. Or if you remove them, they oftentimes can come back. So for now, we've just opted not to do anything. And so some things you do kind of have to live with. But luckily, I do have a really good doctor who his diagnostic skills are really, really good. And I will be posting more stuff after the new year, but I won't tell you what it is. I will make another video about what I'm going to post later. So if that's an incentive for you to keep coming back and checking this channel, so be it. Let it be that way, and I hope you do. So, but I do have some videos that I'm going to post, but I'm not going to give away my surprise now. That'll be a New Year's surprise, or it'll come after the New Year sometime. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to post about it, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, so to the person who suggested I do the video, I really thank you, and this is like a long time ago that you suggested it now, but I know that person definitely watches this channel. But I finally did it, sans the crutches. But anyway, so yeah, it's been, this thing really does feel good. It definitely feels better than this, and it definitely gives more support. I don't have any active sprains or anything right now, but hopefully I never will again. But it really does support your foot well, and I think it's even better if you do have a shoe on. It can pretty much, you know, keep the joint locked. You know, there are some people out there, you can probably, you know, talk to people who've had a lot of sprains. It's like they don't do anything about it except really just like wear a boot, not like a medical boot. I'm talking about like a high top boot, like not cowboy boot or one that goes like all the way up, but just like how do I even describe, like a hiking boot type thing that comes up and over the ankle. It's like, you know, get your sprained ankle, get your foot into it, and just lace it up really good, and you know, and just walk on it. And I don't think maybe that's the best way to heal a sprained ankle, but there are some people, it's like, who kind of swear by it and just say that that's really, all you need to do is just keep it locked. And a hiking boot or whatever, like a working boot or like industrial boot, will help you do that. And it makes sense. The only thing that's kind of missing is keeping the weight off it, because if you do have a sprain, you definitely don't want to be walking around on it. But those people kind of have their own way of self-healing, especially, as I say, if they don't have health insurance. So anyway, so have a very, out of the picture here. Have a very good Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy the rest of your holiday season, and I'll see you next year. Yeah, this looks pretty good. It's been a while since I wore this, but yeah, these really are pretty effective. I think they're better, definitely better than the Aircast. Definitely better than that. So yeah, bye.